The Turkish Protectorate of Britain, and there are paratroopers here. I've called them Sky Turks because of a joke that Taurior once made, but that's not important. The important thing is I paradropped the OK. They came from the skies. Let's see how I did that, right? Hello everyone, Antil here with another game for Turkey. I just thought I was going to have a little fun today, and we're going to flip to the fun ideology and invade the UK. Now that's pretty difficult as poor old Turkey, because invading the UK involves navies, and yeah, well that's a challenge here. So we're going to do something different. I usually never do this, but let's build transports. Let's also build support equipment and 2 factories on guns. And some convoys. We'll start with the basic research and we'll get to paratroopers soon enough. Start by building like 6 civilian factories, and after that we'll branch out into something else. We'll start of course with the Montreux Convention, after which we'll do Etatism, 6 Arrows, Revolutionism, Cadro Movement, Modern Movement, and integrate the Fascist Council. We have to beeline there just to get a fascist prime minister before our beloved Ataturk becomes ill. The army is deleted. And that way I'll always have enough for our lovely Kurdish occupation, local police force, and let's train some new troops to take the place of the old troops. Just low prioritize, and we'll get there. We'll also get a spy agency to lower resistance a little. 5 speed, let's go. Not just going to invade the UK, also doing a few other things, and one of those requires a supply hub here in Akkari. Supply hubs require railroads, and by the time we start building this, there's a button to make it go faster. Montreux Convention, Etatism is next, and we have the event of the stare down with the Soviet Union. This is like playing poker against the Soviet Union. The stakes are your life, and you already know what cards they have because you play on historical. No settlements, no compromise, and nothing has changed. And we win! Big surprise. Get a silent workhorse. And in a few minutes, get the financial advisor. Sarakoglu. There he is. Research slot 2 went from tools to dispersed industry, and now it's a good time to get those paratroopers out of the way. Rehabilitate the Cadro movement will give you political landscape shifting, which grants you weekly stability minus, of course, and daily communism support, in addition to the fascism support. We don't want that nasty communism. So we'll do modern movement, and we'll have a look all the way over here to our political decisions, and once it pops up, we will ban communism. You're inventing all that stuff like trucks, do not forget to put them into the queue. Around this time is when Ataturk becomes ill. You can replace him once you have integrated the Fascist Council. Made it to integrate Fascist Council. I will now do the Treaty of Sarabat and then these 3 until utilize foreign capital. You can probably skip this one. It gives a nice political power bonus, which I like, and some war support. I am going after Iraq and Iran, so those non-aggression treaties are annoying, but I'm not going after them that quickly, so I can pretty safely cancel the non-aggression treaty later and just bank the political power. It's a short focus, I think it's worth it. Also going to start building that supply hub by going to the decision here, reorganize the railway system. Stability is getting a bit low and will take a nosedive once Ataturk goes away. One way to get it up, no, by the way, here's the event, is to get revolutionism. It's a bit more expensive than republicanism, but it also gives you fascism support and communism support, but we banned that, so this is really a good one. I'll click one there, and we'll also retire Mr. Ataturk because we have the prime minister we need. The Sanai Chiller gives you access to a lot of factory decisions. Now they all are more expensive because of etatism. The one with the 4 military factories is still only 300 PP. I say only, it's actually quite expensive, but I still think it's worth it. You're spending political power that you have on factories that you're not building otherwise. We're busy with doing other stuff. We finished our paratroopers and we'll train 8 of them. That's more than enough. Cooperate with the Debt Council is done. That's a sign for me to absorb the TPDA and then get Camille Talon into the government for his political power gain. Once we are able to do so, we'll pay off our debts. Once you have 50 transports, you can stop. 50 is enough. This entire block is finished, so we can go all the way back to the right again. Need to go through Salted Scars of the Great War. So we need to do all of these focuses. Fatherland First requires a certain support for our fascist party, so let's start with the red shirts first. Do note that deal for the Oniki Islands requires a certain amount of positive relations with Italy. The thing to watch out for with too much republicanism is that it boosts non-aligned support, and at this stage we now need our 30% fascism support. Alright, those civilian factories are done. Time to start building military. Deal for the Oniki Islands. I usually just offer some chromium rights and you should be fine. April 38, we can cancel the non-aggression treaty with Iraq and justify a war goal. Also cancel the one with Iran. Salt the Scars of the Great War. We'll also get another reservist army. Finally 200 PP, and I'm getting Fatrin Altai, our chief of the army, for some good needed experience. Scars of the Great War is done. We'll reconfigure foreign policy. Once we do that, we will get some of these friendship treaties, and for the Russians, we need high relations with them for those factories. So let's improve relations. I'm working with the Bogazi Tugay template here. I'll make a duplicate of it and I'll start giving them the good stuff, starting with artillery, and convert them to it. Next up, engineers, and we'll come back to that template once we walk into the UK. To copy an old joke from Taurior and to explain the thumbnail, I'm going to rename the paratroopers to the Sky Turks. Do we have some icons for that? Yeah, the Turkish flag should be fine. Turkish foreign policy is reconfigured and we'll get the Soviet non-aggression pact. Meanwhile, the justification for Mosul is done and we'll declare war immediately. Set the guys to go, and we'll also justify a war goal on Iran. Let's get to work. This might be a difficult war if you don't have a supply hub here. That really makes all the difference. That's Iraq. I'm going to puppet them with war reparations and resource rights. Justification for Iran is complete, and there they go. And that's Iran. Same recipe. Alright, it's December 38 and war is looming for Europe. And we're going to set that secondary army on the border with French Syria. And we're going to ask nicely if the Germans will have us in their faction. And we'll move on over all our troops here to the port below Hamburg. We also need another reserve army of about 12 divisions. We're probably going to get naval invaded at some point. That attack template can get a little beefier. We'll get anti-air in there. 250 pp. About high time we go to war economy. That bites with our etatism, so we'll just get rid of that too. Soviet tank factories is done. We'll do host exiled scientist and adjuster concession, and then we'll head into the Axis tree. Let's improve relations with the United States. With engineers 2 done, we can also go for flame tanks. I really don't have the production to actually build them, but I'll get started on them anyway. Flamethrowers and flame support company as a role. And the rest doesn't really matter. Here goes the German war against Poland. See if we can join that immediately. That'll put us in a spot of trouble over here. Best to stop the exercise, but we should be able to hold and distract a lot of Allied troops. We're going in for the Netherlands, 10 days. Now we can just try to advance through German territory, but I'm going to try and see if I can grab the Netherlands for myself, at least to get the occupation. Just going to try a few spots here, see if I can walk in here or land in Leeuwarden. If the occupation flips to me, that's all the better. If not, I'll just advance into the Netherlands and try to get some war participation. Here we go. Let's see if we get lucky. Well, I did land here between Leeuwarden and Groningen. That's probably the end of my paratrooper. Alright, let's see if we can save this paratrooper here. I'll just give it a last stand. The Netherlands has capitulated and they are now my territory. Let's do the same with Belgium. Let's try the bubble zest trick here. See if we can make that encirclement. Yes, we can. Let's declare war on Belgium and invade as well. Poland has capitulated. That means the Germans will probably move their troops in here quite quickly. Let's see if we can get to Beirut now. And I can hear the naval invasion sound. Yep, they're invading. Many fronts to manage. It's a great amount of fun. What is this? A sandstorm? Weather clear. Alright. Let's move on to France. France is about to fall. That is one big encirclement for small Turkey. Well, I got some occupation. This looks weird. Now the thing with paratroopers is that normally you need air supremacy on this region, every region you're trying to cross. But if you're not putting up planes, the AI will not do so either. At least that's what my friend Headless Spider told me. It's worked in test runs, but of course the UK is fighting AI Germany, so there's bound to be planes up there. But every once in a while, it will shuffle its planes around to where they are most needed, and that's when we will paradrop. I'm just going to do a few tiles here, sacrifice a few of these paratroopers for possibly 1 or 2 ports, Dover and Portsmouth. Check in on the other boys. And we can, very important, edit the template with medium flame tanks. Alright, let's go. Well, Dover is guarded, that's too bad. Portsmouth appears not to be guarded, so let's move in. Sure, take your time. And ship in everyone. We really need to get some room here, otherwise these troops are just going to die from the orging. Looks like we're alright. and expand. The Sky Turks take the lead. London encircled, 34% more participation. That's a lot more than my test run. I'm gonna call it and just occupy it. This is going to be swimmingly good. And here we go. Now there's a lot of stuff to be had all over the world. But what do you really need in a game like this? The formidable nation for the Turkish Empire is of course Turan, which is mostly all the way over here, but it does require a few states over here. Aleppo, Deir ez-Zor, and Hatay. Italy will go bonkers if you don't let them have this stuff, so I'll just take the rest of Syria just for completionist sake. I'll want Kuwait as well, and Cyprus, because why not? In terms of if you ever want to build an air force, this is not a bad tile to take. Ceylon. We'll then head over to puppeting. We'll puppet, where are they? Canada, obvious reasons, and we'll puppet the UK if we can. Then we'll add war reparations and resource rights and we'll be done. The Turkish Empire, well, we are all over the world, aren't we? Turkey has the Jamaica and the Bahamas, truly a grand empire. And of course there is Turkish Malaya. I think we can turn off all the trades because we have everything now. That's it for today. This is a beautiful, fun run to cap the Allies first. Of course, you could continue this run with a war with the Soviet Union, but that would make this a very long video. And I've already done a video of Turkey forming Turan. If you like this video, please take a moment to press the like button. I really need this video to be recommended to other viewers like you. Thanks a lot. See you next time. Bye bye. Well, here's an epilogue. I just couldn't resist. I continued the campaign versus the Russians, the Japanese and the Chinese. It's 1943, so pretty fast. But here is the Khaganate of Turan. Beautiful.